Facts you may never know. Did you know that Chevrolet got its start in France? In fact, the man, Chevrolet, came from France and was making cars there before he even thought about coming to America to build automobiles. Did you know that sugar was originally brought to Europe as a toothpaste? Sweet. Did you know that tattoo guns were invented by Thomas Alva Edison? Yes. In fact, they weren't originally invented for the use of making tattoos. They were invented to make embroidery patterns. Did you know that the world's first bicycles were made entirely out of wood and did not have any pedals, brakes, or handlebars that could steer the bike? In fact, they were originally known as a wooden horse and could only go downhill, or in order to make yourself go, you would run along the ground while sitting on a seat. Ridiculous, but true. The world's first automobile as we know it today was invented by Benz. Later on, with a partner by the last name Mercedes, they formed a motor car company, Mercedes-Benz. However, the world's first automobile was not invented by them. It was invented by a man in France, name currently unknown to me. However, the first automobile that was made did not run on gasoline. It ran on, you'll never guess this, steam, just like a train. Basically, it was a train with a steering wheel. Who would have thought it? Orville, California's name literally means the village of gold. Why? Because there was a lot of gold here at one time, and there still is. Problem is, nobody wants to look for it. Coca-Cola's traditional brown color is there on purpose. Did you know that if Coca-Cola wasn't dyed the brown color, it would be kind of a clearish green color that would remind you of something you would not want to drink? In fact, Pepsi-Cola, even though nowadays they don't go by the name Pepsi-Cola, clearly is not a cola product to begin with. Even though early advertisements advertised it as a Pepsi-Cola, it did not have any cola flavoring in it whatsoever. It was designed to be a Pepsid digestive soda with the flavoring of cola to help stimulate your senses. Despite what many people think, mercury, or quicksilver, is quite deadly, but only if it's ingested. In fact, if you put it in your hand, it's quite fun to play with, but I'd suggest against it. Walt Disney Studios, as we know it today, was not originally going to be called Walt Disney Studios. When the studios was first conceived, Walt Disney wanted to name it Disney Brothers Studios, for not only himself, but his brother, Roy O. Disney. Despite the volatile nature of crude oil, in order to turn it into useful things like gasoline, motor oil, tar, and kerosene, you have to boil it for hours on end to separate the different kinds of fuels and supplies that could be made out of crude oil. Considered by many to be the father of video games, Nolan Bushnell did not invent the video game. He only made it popular with his game Pong. Before then, there were several other video games out there. However, they were not considered popular at the time. They were considered more as illegal projects on government computers. Did you know that tattoos were once so popular in Europe that Queen Victoria herself had tattoos? Did you know that early paintings for house paint and photographic paint were made out of simple things like egg whites and egg yolks? According to a national survey, working in a mine is the most terrible job ever. In fact, it is the most deadly job out there in the whole world. While most Americans complain about spending almost $5 per gallon, did you know that in Europe they pay the same price but instead per liter? That means if we're paying $5 a gallon in America, they're paying $5 per liter in most parts of Europe. Walt Disney accused his own workers of being communists during the 1950s Red Scare. He believed that they were communists simply because they wanted to unionize. You know, that the one thing that I really hate in life is when people blast music in their cars so loud that their whole car vibrates and I can't even hear the music anymore. That is the world's most annoying sound to me. This has been Scary Scott. for the ADD show with my stupid facts that I've thought of, that I found out over the internet and history books, etc., etc., etc. Goodbye.